Hello everyone and happy April 8th. This is the 80th anniversary of the first Victoria Cross action of the Second World War. The action of this man, Lieutenant Commander Gerard Roope of the Royal Navy. Bit of a background on him. He was captain of the destroyer HMS Glowworm. He's only 35 years old, fairly young for a CO. He had actually been given his first command at 31 of the destroyer Vedette back in 1936. He had a reputation for taking violent maneuvers when he felt it was necessary, regardless of people inside the ship getting thrown around a little bit, so he was nicknamed Old Ardover during his time as captain. Well, he and other members of a task group, including the battle cruiser Renown, were en route to Norway at the beginning of the Norwegian campaign. Glowworm had had a man overboard, and so she becomes separated from the rest of the group while searching for the man. Unfortunately, they never did end up finding him. The following day, April 8th, 1940, ended up being the first day of the Norwegian campaign, as the naval forces of both Great Britain and Germany arrived off the coast at almost the same time, as they had virtually the same idea as to what they wanted to do. Glowworm encountered two German destroyers, the Paul Jacobi and the Baron von Arnim. They were both bound for Trondheim. The British ship exchanged gunfire with both the German destroyers, then gave chase. Although he did expect that they were trying to draw him in toward a superior force, he wanted to see what it was. And soon he did find out what else was there, which was the 10,000-ton cruiser Admiral Hipper, very well armed with 8 8-inch guns. And it completely outclassed his little destroyer that had only 4 or 5 inches as its main armament. With the fight being as one-sided as that, pretty serious damage was done to Glowworm very, very quickly. One of their main guns was put out of action, and none of their own torpedoes managed to hit the German ship. Now, Lieutenant Commander Roope probably realized at this point that his ship was not going to survive the encounter anyway, so he decided to close and ram the Hipper. He'd already laid a smoke screen, and the Glowworm emerged from it, made straight for the German ship, hit her, and ripped out a pretty big section of armor plating. After the collision, Glowworm drew away, landed 1 or 2 further hits with her main guns, but by this point she was quite obviously mortally damaged. She was on fire, settling quite rapidly into the water, and sank pretty soon afterwards. Admiral Hipper remained on the scene for some time, picking up survivors, but Lieutenant Commander Roope, unfortunately, was not among them. He'd stayed in the water too long, helping other people. By the time a rope was thrown to him, he was just too worn out to hold on to it, and he fell back into the water. Although this was, as I said, the first VC action of the war, it was not one of the first to be announced, because the only witnesses to this were the German crew of the Hipper and the 31 survivors of the Glowworm, who were all taken prisoner. So it wasn't until after the war was over that the award to him was made. That's it for today, but I'll be back in 2 days for the next VC action of the war. The Norwegian campaign produced 3 all told. I'll be putting these out on the 80th anniversary of each action, so there may be some months where quite a few are coming out in pretty rapid succession. Other times it may be quite a long space between each one, but stay tuned for the next.